We're vulnerable. They're welcome to find out.
No woman, no cry.
Audiences have embraced Wakanda and Black Panther. And Chadwick, he knew exactly what this story, what these images meant to the world.
We all suffered an incredible loss when we lost Chadwick.
Chad was very much our artistic partner. I would spend time with him, just he and I, talking about like, where we would want to see the story go, how much he admired the other characters and the actors that portrayed them.
In the telling of this story, we were all able to honor him together.
It was really moving to come back to Wakanda and for us to be able to do it with a sense of celebration.
There's so much that's happening in this movie. It's amazing. So many new characters to explore. Just seeing the world of Wakanda again, and then now we're going to this whole new world underwater.
My enemies call me Namor.
Introducing Namor, who's a character we were really excited to portray in the film, arguably one of the oldest comic book characters that there is.
The opportunity to play a character like this, it's a dream.
He's the king of an underwater civilization called Talukan.
He is regarded as a living god.
I need to know if Wakanda is an ally or an enemy.
The level of care creating this story, it is astounding. And so it just really felt like for all of us to give it everything we have and more.
I'm just so grateful and blessed to be a part of this. The actors were filled with emotion and passion.
I am queen of the most powerful nation, and my entire family is gone.
Altogether, we ended up using those feelings to create something really special.
The action and adventure with the emotional stakes so high. Things are happening up, down, and everywhere.
I'm so excited about the world being able to tap into Wakanda again. How each character takes on new challenges. And I'm excited about us honoring Chad. Yeah, he would want us to just inspire the world.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This will be my new Black Panther Wakanda Forever trailer video. There's a whole bunch of new footage. They talk a lot about the movie, so we'll break it down. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos. Of course, I'll be doing a bunch of videos for the movies we get a little bit closer. As of me posting this video, we don't have long to wait. In talking about the Killmonger of it all, yes, they are bringing Killmonger back. Might not be quite the way people expect it to be, but if you theorize that he might show up through the ancestral plane as Force Ghost Killmonger, they are actually doing a version of that. I believe all these scenes where everything is on fire in the throne room here and there's water all around like it's after this big attack, I believe these scenes are taking place inside the ancestral plane. And I think the idea is that instead of getting guidance from T'Challa, like she's looking for T'Challa in the ancestral plane, but instead she winds up finding Killmonger and he gives her the advice that she needs in becoming the next Black Panther. So he winds up influencing her take on the Black Panther character, which I think is one of the reasons why her Black Panther suit looks so much like Killmonger's suit with all the gold highlights on it. We get a little bit more footage of them talking about Namor, a few more scenes with his character, and the way that they contextualize him as a mutant in the MCU. Like, what's going on with him and how close is he going to be to the comics? He has some new dialogue. He says, "My enemies call me Namor." He pronounces it a little bit differently himself, like he says Namor, just because they're changing a little bit about the backstory of him and his people. Like, they're from MCU Atlantis in the comics, but in my previous videos, I've talked about how they wanted to change that a little bit so that it's not quite so similar to MCU Aquaman's backstory. Like in the comics, Aquaman's father is human, his mother is Atlantean. It's kind of the same deal for Namor. His father is a human, his mother is an Atlantean. Even though Namor did come before Aquaman in the comics, and I love the way they reference that in this featurette too. They basically say he's one of the first comic book characters ever. In the comics, they refer to Namor as the first mutant, because in the real-life history of comic books just in general, in like real-life chronology, he is the first mutant character that ever debuted in the comics. Now in the context of the movie, in the MCU timeline, he might not be the very first mutant to have ever been born on planet Earth. It'll be interesting to see the way they develop that, just because there's so many other mutant-based characters they're introducing through Marvel Phase 5 and Marvel Phase 6 as we head up to the new X-Men movie. Some of them will be like Namor and Miss Marvel, who were born on MCU planet Earth, like 616 Earth, and some will be like Deadpool and Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and they'll come from the multiverse. I know there's a whole bunch of questions about Deadpool 3, like where does it fit into the MCU, because they're technically from the Fox Marvel universe, but there's all this multiverse stuff going on during Marvel Phase 4. They said that movie is going to be an MCU movie, like it will be connected to the MCU, but because Deadpool is so meta, like so fourth wall breaking, and he calls out so many big tropes, I expect him to make a bunch of jokes about the timelines again like he did in the first Deadpool movie. Like, which timeline are we in? This is so confusing. Which cinematic universe are we in? This is ridiculous.
Okay, this looks fun in a last days of Fox fire sale kind of way. Not sure if it was worth diverting Canadian Cumberbatch's little mind away from my next movie, or any tips on getting into the MCU there, Korg?
Just expect him to make a bunch of jokes about that, because he's already referenced coming into the MCU in that Deadpool and Korg video, so what'll probably happen is they'll just call that out. He'll either already be in the MCU at the beginning of the movie with Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, or they'll be in the Fox Marvel universe and something will happen, and then during the course of the movie they'll come to the MCU universe. That's the beauty of Deadpool movies, is they can be ridiculous as long as they call it out during the movie. Like, as long as he makes fun of it, it's all cool. We saw a little bit of that during the She-Hulk finale, but I don't expect Deadpool to get quite that meta. Like, he does break the fourth wall, but like, she broke the fourth wall and was talking to a real-life Kevin Feige figure. Like, she broke into real life. So her epic fourth wall break turned into almost a fifth wall break, and I don't think that Deadpool will take it quite that far. But talking more about Namor in the MCU, they are changing Atlantis to Talocan. They